Okay. So all of you remember we have created yesterday this project, right? Okay, this is your first class, right? Both. Huh? Okay, you three. Okay. So you guys are joining online or likely offline? Okay, fine. So do you have like prior knowledge of HTML? So to our today's topic is HTML, right? Do you have any prior knowledge? See, if you will say, okay, I don't know HTML, then I will start from the scratch. So few topics are still we have covered, right? So whenever we'll start creating a project, I'll try to explain it in depth so that you guys also understand, right? Any prior knowledge of HTML? I didn't understand, yes or no? Huh? That's a basic structure. Okay. Okay, fine. So, uh, our today's topic. So what are the topics we have covered so far? So basically what happened, if you talk about the HTML, so the main component or the main things of HTML is tags, right? We have a bunch of tags and all the tags are very, very useful, right? Let me just write it here. What are the tags that we have covered so far? So we have covered like what is this HTML tag? What is this body tag, head tag, title? After that, okay, yes, we covered the bold as well as the strong. We have seen the italic, EM, then we have seen underline. After that, strike through also, as well as the del. After that, yes, we have seen HR tag, PR tag. What else? Okay, main thing, H1 till H6 tag. After that, paragraph tags. What else? Mark I have written. Any another tag? Huh? New. Acha, order, unorder. These also we have seen. We have seen, let's say, a first order list, right? Inside the order list, we have an list item, unorder list. Here also we have li list items. Then description list. Inside this, we have again three tags. dd, dt, right? After that, what else? That's it. Okay. So far, so I'm just saying to you, so far we have covered these tags here, right? And these tags are very, very simple. This H1 tag, will cover this, right? This tag is just for making any text bold, V tag. That's it. This is for making any italic, I tag. For making underline, U tag. For making a strike through. What is this strike through? Let's write a text here. Let's say apple, right? And there is one line goes like this. This is a strike through, right? And after that, this one is HR and the BR. You know what is BR? Yes, it's break the line and HR. It will write a horizontal line, right? And next, this H1 to H6, it decrease or increase the fonts. This is a paragraph. Now, are you aware of these tags? OL, UL, PL, order list, unorder list, description list, right? Okay. So, uh, I did it 3 times. I'll keep it. Okay. So now we are going to learn about a few more important tags because there are some people waiting. That's okay. So we are going to learn about few more important tags. So let us first start with our form tag, right? So inside the form tag, you will see we wanted to create again. We have something called input tag, right? Inside the input tag, we have multiple things. Let's say we can take input as number, we can take input as a text, we can take input as a password, right? And list is like so on, right? So now let us start with this form tag, right? Okay, so welcome to VS Code here. So let me bring that all people. Okay, let's see. Is my sound is audible? Okay, now it's audible. Let's start the session now. Okay, so where you guys do usually coding? VS Code? Okay, so here also we'll do the code in the VS Code. So these are some older code that we did yesterday. Okay, so here I'll create one folder here. I'll give the name as 5. And let's say this is my HTML form. Okay, so first let's write a program. So program.html, right? Okay. So whenever you will write a code in HTML, few line of code you continuously have to repeat, right? Such as first you open the HTML tag, you close the HTML tag, you open your head, then you close the head. After that, you open the body and then you just close it. Fine. So these line of code you will write whenever you will create any web page. And in the head, you will write a title here, right? Let's say title, I'm saying any title. Let's say I'm saying website. You know what title do? You know functionality what title do? Okay. So next, let's say I wanted to create a form here. So I'll use the form tag. And first I'll open this form tag and close this form tag. After that, let's say I wanted to create something like this. Let's say first I want this name, and after that I want a input area, right? This kind of functionality I want. So this is your label. This is called your label, and this is called your input, right? Okay. So now let's start writing here. So first I will say here label, right? And I will give a name as name. I will put the name here, right? Let us first see. We'll go step by step. Okay. So we got here. Meanwhile, you can also just start writing code. If you will get any error, you can ask, right? Our next agenda is that along with that, I want some text input, right? For this name. So let's close this one. So here I'll use the tag which is called input tag. Fine. And after that, for this input tag, I will give name type equal to text. That's it. Now, if you see our output, this is our output. We have a nice label here, right? And we have some input tags. We have some inputs. We can take, let's say, Vishal Kumar. Fine. Okay. So this is the first thing, how you can take the text input. Let's say I wanted to create something called password, right? And I also want some area to insert it. Fine. So this is your label. And again, this is your input. Now let's start writing the code here. So inside the form only, I will say first label. And after that, let's give the name as password, or let's say the text as password. Let's close this tag. Fine. If you check the output, we got the password here. Fine. But I want this text to be come down. So what tag we will use? I want this password to be come down. What I will use here? Yes, we'll use a BR tag. BR means break line. So let's break the line here. Okay, perfect. Now let's see. We got here password. After that, again for password also we need some input area. So here I'll say input, and after that I'll give the type equal to text. Okay, now you will see there is one problem, right? This is my password, but here I have given type equal to text. Now let's observe what's the problem here. Here I can easily say, okay, this is name is Vishal Kumar, right? And in the password, if I'm typing here, it is visible, right? It is visible. If I type anything, all the password is visible. Let's say you don't want your password to be visible. So what you will do here, you will say instead of type text, you will say password, right? Now let's observe now. Let's say here you have given input, and now here you are giving the password, right? You're getting dot dot everywhere. Fine. Okay. So this is the second thing. This type is your password, right? Okay. So next thing, I want here one more input which says an email. Let's say I want an input which says an email, and after that, this area, right? Let's write first label, and after that, this input. Let's come to the VS Code. And now for this also, let's say label. And for this label, I'd say email, right? And next, let's take an input. First, let's see the output. Now again, the same problem. Email is coming here. I want in the new line. Again, what tag will use? BR tag. Okay. Now again, let's come down, and then let's take input here. And this time, let's say I'm saying input equal to text. Again, this is also wrong, right? Here I'm taking as input text, here as text, right? But now you can put it. There will be no issue right now. You can say, let's say we take gmail.com, right? But now currently it is taking as in the text format. It is accepting as a text, but I don't want to accept in the text. I want it into that email format. So for that also we have something called email, right? We have given something called type email. So this is your third input types. Okay. So next, let's say in the next line, you want one more input, which says, let's say phone, or let's say age. Let's say age, right? Now, age can always be a number, right? Age always be your number. So we'll take a number input here. Again, let's come to the VS Code. First, we'll create a label. Okay, so here the spelling mistake. Let's fix it. This is the label. Okay. Next, I want an age, right? For this age, again, we have to give a new line. Let's provide BR here. Okay. After that, we want one input, and let's say input, and we will give type equal to, let's say If I provide here text, then let's see what's the problem here, right? I try to access the age, but here text, right? Let's see what's the problem here. So we know that age can only be the number. Now, if you type here, you can type here any alphabets, right? You can type alphabets, you can type a special character, you can type the digit. But here I want the restriction that I just want that only the number. User come here and type only the number. Sometimes what happened, user put it something like this. I am like 55 years old, something like this. 55, right? So I don't want my user to enter like this. So that's why I will change this type to number. Fine. And let's see, if I'm trying to add here any alphabets, it will not work. But if I add here, let's say any number, then it will work. Right? So this is your number. Fine. After that, we have few more things. Let's say you wanted to take date of birth. Right? Let's say you wanted to create one more field here which says date of birth. Right? So let's quickly write it here. Let's come to the code. So for date of birth, again, I'll create a label and let's make it as DOB. Let's close this tag. And after that, I'll take the input and let's say this time I'm saying text here. I'll show you what's the issue with this. Here I'm taking the date of birth. We know that date of birth can only be, let's say some number, date, month, right? But we are taking here a text here. Again, let's see what's the issue. Okay, let's come to the code here. Now, I can, in the date of birth, I can type here alphabet. I can type here any number. I can type here any special character, right? But I want only the date, right? And also I want a date picker here. So instead of this text, if I provide you date here, now let's see, I can choose from the calendar, right? So this is the advantage of like a date type. Perfect. Okay. So after this, yeah, that's it. That's the most important part. So let me just write it. Let's recall first what are the things we have done. So here, what type we have used? Simple text type. And what about this? What type you have used? Password type. What about this? There is email type. What about this? This is your number type. And this one, it's a date type. Right? Okay. So if you have filled any application form, in that form, you will see there is few more functionality. Let's take this one. If you see here, we have something called a radio button where there is say male and again there is one radio button, it says female, right? Now I want this kind of functionality. So this is called a radio button. So we have basically two things here. First, radio button and second, we have a checkbox, right? The advantage of radio button is that you can only choose one. You can select only one. Either you will select male or you will select a female, right? Now the advantage of your checkbox here is that you can select multiple options. Let's say you have created something called skills and you said Python, C, C++, Java, and you keep on ticking this for multiple choice, right? Always remember, for multiple choice, we will use the checkbox. For a single choice, we will use a radio button, right? Let's create this kind of functionality where it will say male as well as the female, right? Okay, to create a checkbox, first let's do one thing. Oh, it's fine. Yeah. First, let's create one label here. So I'll say label, and after that, let's say I'm saying gender, right? Let's see our output. Okay, gender came here. Let's put some BR here, a BR tag. It's came down, right? Now, I wanted to put here our radio button. So first, for radio button, we have something called inputs, and we'll say type equal to radio, right? Now, let's see if I show you. So we have one button here, right? If you want another button, you can just simply repeat the same code. You will get the two button here, right? Now you will say here, next, I wanted to put something called male and the female here. Male and the female here, right? So again, simple. You will just write here first, let's say this is your male, and then you will say female, right? Let's see the output, male as well as the female. Now there is one problem. There's a small problem. Just now I have selected the male. If I click on this female, this also gets selected. You know what's the reason? Because it is considering this radio button separate, right? Let's say, let's tell this browser that this both radio button is same, right? So to fix it, we will give the name. Let's say here, I'll give the name, let's say gender. You can take any name, right? And here also I'll give the name, let's say gender. Both names should be same, right? Now let's see if I click on male, female, right? If I click on male, then like it is changing, right? Okay. This is because of the same name here. Let's say here I make it as gender 1 and here I make it as gender 2. Again, we will fail same problem here, right? We have to specify the same name. Then only it will work properly. Fine. Okay. So this is about the radio button. Now let's come to our checkbox. Okay, some people are waiting. Let's. Okay, now. Okay, fine. Now let's come to the checkbox, right? So let's say currently this is my form, right? Now I want something like this. There should be an skill label skill. And after that here, I want a different checkbox. Let's say first for Python, second for C, third, let's say for C++, fourth, let's say for HTML, fifth, CSS, something like this. I want to create this kind of functionality, right? Okay, so let's start building this. So first I will say, let's say label, and here I will say skills. Fine. Let's check it. So now we need some new line here. Let's provide the BR here. Okay, perfect. After that, I want the checkbox below this. So for the checkbox, we have something called type equal to checkbox. I'll take this input. I'll take this input and we'll make type equal to, and again we'll say checkbox, right? And we can create a multiple checkbox here. See, we have created 5 checkbox. Now let's observe the output. See, we got the checkbox here, right? But you will say, ki, okay, but I also want to print some text after the checkbox, right? So in that case, you will simply provide, let's say Python. Here you will say, let's say C. Uh, Next, you will say, let's say C++. You will say, uh, let's say HTML. Uh, Next, you will say, let's say CSS, right? Let's observe the output. Now you will feel ki, okay, but again, it is not looking good. I need some spacing here, right? So let's give some spacing. So I'll add a BR here. Okay, fine. You can also do one thing. Uh, you can also break the line here in between. Let's say you want this entire thing to be go down. Okay, let's admit him. Okay, and after that, let's come to our code. Let's give BR tag after this. Fine. So we have created our nice form. At last, we have one more thing here. Can I add one space here? It will look good. This side. Let's add a space here. It will look perfect. What is my, okay, I'll add BR here. Okay, now it looks good, right? And at last, we want a button here. Let's say here, we want a button, something called submit your form or something like this. So for that, again, we use one tag, which is called an input tag. Let's give some space first. And let's say input. This time I'll say type equal to submit. Right? Now, see, we got some submit button. Fine. Okay, so this is how you will use the form. Can I give you a small task to do? First, any doubt here in this? It's simple, right? So if I show you, let's zoom out. Is this font visible? This font? Okay. Okay. So we have like simple thing here. First, we have seen type equal to text, type equal to password, type equal to email, type equal to number, type date, type radio button, type checkbox, and type submit. Right? So these are some important types. So just remember this. I'll write it here for you. You can write it somewhere. Let's say this is your type, and we have different types. Text type, password type, email type, number type. Then we have a date type, radio type, checkbox type, next submit type. You can just write it somewhere so that it will be easy for you to recall. Right? So this is very simple, right? Okay. So can I give you a small task to do? Can I give you a small task? Okay. So now where I keep it? Okay, here we got it. Can you build this small application or a small web page? I'll remove it from here. This is visible, right? This is a doctor visit appointment form. Huh? Okay, yeah, you required previous code, right? Uh, you can do one thing, just take a photo of this previous code, right? Take the reference of this code and come up with this solution, this project. Okay, let's open side by side. Try this code, take the reference of this code and try to build this project. You can take the photo. Tell me when to scroll down. Can I scroll down? Till age we have given. Next, date of birth. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, age is done. Next, date of birth. Okay, take this one. So whatever, let's say property we have used, whatever we have learned now, with the help of that, you can create this one. And this is your text area. This bigger box you will create using text area. I think everything I have covered already. Yeah, let's create this one. And so you will see in the input, we have something called enter your name. This you can achieve using the property placeholder. Placeholder and just give enter your name. I think remaining everything we covered. It's simple, right? So there is one thing you have to observe. So there is a 2 BR. Here I have used a 2 BR. Then you will get this spacing. Done? Can I put some timer here? Okay. So let's say I'm putting the timer of 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, I'll give you the solution. Done? Can I show you the code or required one few more times? Okay, can I set it for 2 minutes? Or let's say 3 more minutes. So for this, you will take, yeah, 10 minutes it will take, 10-15 minutes. Total maybe 50-60 lines of code you have to write. Done? Done? Okay. So now let's see the code. I'll minimize. Okay. So here I'm creating one file which is called, let's say, mini project. New project one.html. Okay. Now let's start from the beginning. So first, we always have to say HTML. We open the HTML, we'll close the HTML. After that, we'll say head. And after that, we'll say body. Right? Okay. Now inside the head, we'll say give the title here. So in the title, we will simply say here, let's say care hospital. Care hospital. You can give any name. Fine. And next, let's come to this body tag. And here the first line, if you see our question, the first line it says doctor visit appointment form, right? This is my first line. Now this is our H1 tag. So we'll use the H1 tag and I will say doctor visit appointment form. Let's come to our code. And first I'll take this H1 tag and I'll write something like doctor visit appointment form, right? So let's see our output. So we got our output. It is saying doctor visit appointment time. Fine. Okay. So next you will see here. First, I want a full name, right? After that, text field. So let's quickly get it here. So first, I will say label, and in that label, I want a name label, or let's say full name. Full name, right? And after that, we required one input. So we'll say input, and this time, since this is a full name, I will take input as a text, right? So let's give the type equal to text. Fine. So now let's see our output. So we got first a headline. After that, a full name. And here we can type it our full name, right? Along with that, if you see our screenshot, it is saying that enter your name. So there is one placeholder I have given here, right? So this is a placeholder. Enter your name, right? So let's give the placeholder. So for putting the placeholder, it's simple. I'll use this property which is called placeholder. And now I will simply say enter your name, right? Let's see. So this is my full name. After that, it is saying enter your name. Fine. So first thing is done. Now second thing, I want something called age. So before that, let's give some BR tag. And here we'll give two BR tag. Right? Okay. So after that, let's take again label. And now this time I want to take a label called age. Let's see. We got age here. Next, I want a text area. So let's take this input. Yes, we'll say type input type equal to age. For age, we'll take number. Okay, now let's see. Fine. We got the number here. Okay. So after this, we want a gender here. Let me first see the screenshot. So this is a screenshot, right? I want, there is a three things. This is a radio button. There's a three things, male, female, and the others, right? Now let's create quickly here. So first, I will take a label for gender. And after that, let's first see. So we need some spacing here. Let's give some space. 2 times BR. Can I give BR here? This is also fine. Right? We can type it here or we can take the entire thing and we can place it here. Right? Okay. Now let's see. It's looking fine. And after that below, I want let's say radio button. So I want 3 radio button. So I will say, let's say input. And next we'll take type equal to radio. And after that, first I'll take it for like male. Next, let's copy this. This for female. Next, let's say it others. Now let's see our output. Okay, it is coming on this line. I want in the next line. So I'll give here BR. Okay, perfect. Fine. But there is one problem. If I click on mail, all are all are selectable, right? But we don't want this. So what we will do, we'll give a name here, right? Let's say here I say gender. Here also I'll give the same name. If you do a smaller spelling mistake here in the gender, again you you will find that problem, right? Let's say here by mistake I say do the spelling mistake. Now let's see. I can select the male. I can the female. When I selecting the others also selecting. Right? Let's fix this. Okay. So far we have developed this one. Now let's see. Let's see our screenshot. After that, we wanted to put, let's say, contact number. Fine. So here, let's give some space here. 2 time BR. And next, let's say label. And this is my contact. Let's say contact only. Label. So we got the contact. And after that, we wanted to say 10-digit number, right? We want an text field where it says 10-digit number, right? Or let's make it, this is a number. Let's take our input here. And this time I'll say type equal to number. And yeah. And after that, we also put the placeholder. Placeholder. And here it is saying 10-digit number. Let's see our code. This is our output, right? So 4 thing is done. Let's see what's the next. We have to put the email as well as date of visits. Now let's put the email here. First, let's put the BR. Okay. Let's say label, email, next input, type equal to, I'll say email. Okay, now let's see. So we got an email here. Now let's observe what's the next thing, date of visits. Let's quickly create that also. Label, date of visit. Let's see. Okay, we have to give the space here. Let's provide BR and BR. Fine. Next, we required an input here. Let's take input. This is a date, so we will say date. Okay, perfect. So we got the date here. Next, symptoms and the reason for visit, right? Let's see this. So here we will take text area. First, let's say label. Now, let's write here symptoms. Symptoms. Okay, I hope the spelling is correct. And the reason for visit. Reason for visit. Now, let's see. Okay, so let's give into the new space. Symptoms. Okay. Let's give the BR. Here also BR. Okay. So now the next thing here is that we want a text area, right? Because we know that the reason can be larger. So that's why we are not using here a text, input text. Instead, we will use something called text area, right? Text area. Okay. So now let's come to our VS Code. Let's start writing. So first thing, I will use here text area. Fine. We open this text area and we'll close this text area, right? And after that, let's say I wanted to place, I wanted to put some, let's say placeholder. Let's say placeholder. What was that in the placeholder? It is saying describe your symptoms or a concern. So I will write it here. Describe your symptoms and concern. Okay, now let's see. Right? So we got some text area, but the placeholder is not visible. Let's fix this placeholder. So whenever you will use text area, you have to specify rows and the column. How many rows you want? How many columns you want? Right? So let's declare the rows and the column. So you will declare rows and column here. Let's say I want row, let's say 3. Fine. Let's give 3. And after that, let's provide the column. Column I want, let's say 40. Okay, everything is looks good. So we have created a text area. We have given rows equal to 3. Columns we have given 40. And we have provided the placeholder. Why this is not coming? Let's refresh. Maybe it will come. Okay, just 1 minute. Let me check what's the issue here. So basically, we have provided the text area.
Sir, I think we
Rows
have
also we
to
have
give
given.
BR, sir. We have to give BR after label. I think so.
Okay, here.
After label, sir. After label and at text area also.
Okay, let's provide the BR. So I'm getting one suggestion that if I use the BR here after this, it might work. Okay, it's came here, but still uh, the placeholder is not visible. What about, let's say, BR here also? Okay, let's see. Okay, now it's fine, right? So we have provided the BR here. Say anyway, it's working. Fine. Fine. So after that, the next thing we want here, let's see our screenshot. Next, I want here a radio button. In this radio button, it is simply saying, have you visited before? Yes or no? Fine. Let us quickly create a radio button here. So first we'll take the label. Let's take the label and let's say, have you visited before? Have you visited before? You have to say yes or no. Let's say label. Fine. Let's see our output here. Okay, so it's came, right? And after there, below this, I want some radio button, right? Which says yes or no. For radio button, we'll say inputs type equal to radio. And yeah, and for this radio, I will say, let's say yes. Next, I'll create one more. This time I'll say type equal to again radio. And this I will say no, right? Now there is one problem because we haven't given the name here. It will select both. Now let's fix it. And also let's give the PR tag here, right? Okay, let's give the name. Let's say I am given the name. Let's say what name I will say. Let's say AN answer. Anything you can give. Next, let's say answer. Let's observe. So have you visited and we got it, right? So yeah, after that in the next we have something called a checkbox. So here we have a few things, existing medical condition. So let's create one more label here and let's keep it capital and make this small. Okay, and also we will give some spacing. Fine. So after that, we have to say here next existing medical condition. Existing medical condition, right? And here we want some, let's say checkbox, right? Now let's start creating a checkbox here. So how we create the checkbox? Input type equal to checkbox, right? So here, let's say I wanted to create few checkbox here. Let's hit enter. Let's say first I'm saying, let's say fever. After that, I'm saying, let's say low BP, high BP, right? And we can also say, let's say diabetic, diabetes. And there's one more, we'll say none. Now, let's see how's our code is looking. Let's give some space here. I want this entire thing to be in the next line. So here I'll say BR. Fine. Let's see. Okay. So we have created, right? And we can tick. We can also choose anyone, yes or no. We can type. We can also choose the date, email, and this also, let's see, this also working, age, as well as full name. Fine. After that, there's one more thing left here. If you see, there's one button remaining here, which says book appointment, right? Let us quickly write it here. Just scroll down and now let's say input type and we say submit, right? And a submit button, basically submit means it will create a button here, right? Let's say you wanted to put, okay, first let's see the output. If you see here, it is showing submit here, but you wanted to change the text submit to like a book appointment, right? But first let's give some space here. Then we'll change it. Right. After that, I wanted to change this to book appointment. Right. So I will give here something called value, and I'll say book appointment. Now this code is ready. Right. We can also create some kind of options. Let's say when you go to the hospital, so they have like different doctors. You have to meet Dr. A, Dr. B, Dr. C, right? This kind of option we can also create. So any confusion in this code and any part that you don't understand, it's simple, right? Simple. Okay. Let's create some options here. Options like, let's say you want to create a drop down. So there will be a box, and here you will see there a drop down option, right? Whenever you click on this drop down option, it will give you some options, right? It will give you some option. Let's say option like I wanted to visit Dr. A, I wanted to visit Dr. B, I wanted to visit Dr. C, right? Okay. And here, if you haven't selected any, okay, we'll see later, but let's create this kind of functionality. To create this kind of functionality, right, we have something called select. There's a keyword, there's a tag called select tag. You open the select tag and you close this select tag, right? And in between, you will use one more tag, which is called an option tag, right? Okay. Let us quickly write it. So where I will put, let's come to the code. Okay, so here, let's put it here. Date of visit. After this, I want an option. After this, I want an option, right? So let's come to the code. Date of visit. Fine. So we are going to create one select. And after that, just open this select tab and then close this select tab. Fine. And next, what we will do, we will put one option here. Let's say first option, let's say Dr. A. Fine. Let's copy this entire thing. B option, C option. Let's take one more option D. Dr. A. Let's make it to the Dr. C and change it to the Dr. B. Fine. Okay, now let's see. There is some, you will see some spacing problem. Let's break the line here. Here. Okay. Now you are getting this option here. But it's still, it is not looking good. Let's add few more breakpoint. VR and VR. Okay. So it is giving me one option. But can we write one label such as let's say doctor preference doctor or any this kind of label? Let's write a label here. And now let's write preferred doctor. Let's make it as doctors. Yes. Let's see. Okay, so now you're getting something called preferred doctor. Fix this. And here I want it into the new line. Okay, it's came. But now there is some problem. Still there is some problem here. It is already selected the A. I want to display something like let's say choose a doctor or select a doctor, right? So in that case, what I will say here, I can create one more option. And here I will say select doctor. Let's remove this BR. Let's see. Okay, now it's coming. On the top, it is saying that select doctor. I will select A, right? Let's make this capital to look good. B. Okay, so tell me, any confusion here? It's simple, right? So this is a code. How can I remove this live screen? Why it is showing? Okay, anyway. Now, any confusion in this part, like creating a form, understanding a different types, creating a area, text area, creating a radio button. After that, checkbox, submit button. Okay. Let's say I'm typing here all my details. Let's say first I'll type here my name. Let's type here age. Let's put some phone number, email ID. Let's pick any date. Right now, when I click on this book appointment, it is doing nothing. Right? As of now, we haven't learned any backend technologies. So there are few things, there are few technologies that you can do. So let's say you wanted to read let's say whatever the details someone is like putting, you wanted to extract all the information, all the data, right? So we have like different technologies. You can use Node.js, you can use Python, you can use Django, right? Java, right? Even you can use, let's say JavaScript also. Fine. Since we will learn here, our aim is to learn Python as well as the Django, right? So we will see this later. When we come to this Django part, then we will see ki whenever someone press this book appointment, then whatever data user has entered, it will extract all the data and store it somewhere. Let's say I'm gonna store it into the one database, right? Okay. Uh, yeah. So after this, anything else that is, I think almost everything we covered. Okay, there is one more thing that I wanted to tell you. So here we haven't used the ID. There's one more property which is called an ID property, right? This ID property helps to extract the information from any field, right? So ID property we will see when we come to the backend code, when we come see the Django, right? Or when we come to the JavaScript, that time we will see we will provide the ID and then we can extract from that ID, right? Okay, so all of you have done this. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Code. Output or code? Okay, I'll just reduce the size. Right? Acha, select. Okay, so this is a select. So here I've created another options. So basically select, inside the select, you want different options, right? So that's why we said here, let's bring my pen. So first we have created this. We use this tag, select tag. We open this tag, we close this tag, right? And here we have used the option tag. We open the option tag, we close it. We want a different options. That's why we have different option tag. Right? So this part is done, right? Okay, let's take a 1-2 minute. After that, we'll start with some HTML multimedia. Let's say you wanted to put uh, image you already seen, right? How to put the image. Okay, let's do one more time revision. First, we will put an image. After that, we will put one, let's say, audio file. After that, we want to put one video file, right? Can we move forward? So HTML form is done. This project we have completed. Okay. So next will be your multimedia. So in this multimedia, we'll try to see how we can add an image, how we can add an audio, and how we can add an video, right? So let us start with our first. Let's come to the VS Code. And here I'll create one more folder. I'll give a name 6.html multimedia. Okay. So here let's create a program 1.html. Fine. So again, whenever you will create any project, any page, first thing you have to do, you have to put some these tags, right? Head tags, body tags, right? Inside this head, let's say you have to put the title, or it's not compulsory you need to put the title. It's option, right? Let's say first I want an image. Okay. So now the first thing I want here is an image. For an image, we have this image tag, right? And after this, let's put the source here. And now you have two options. What is the source you wanted to give? First option, you wanted to put some URL, or you wanted to put any photo which present in your local system, right? You can put the URL also, and you can put the path also. So first, let's see how to put the URL here. So let's first go to the Google. And from here, I'll download one image. Let's say image. This image looks nice. Okay, so what I will do here, I'll just do the right click and open image in the new tab. Just click on right click and there is one option called open image in new tab. Just click it here and after that you will get one link here, right? So just copy this link and after that just paste the link here. Now run it. See, you got an image, right? The simple way to show the image. Fine. Okay. Now you will say, let's say this image you have just downloaded. Next, you will download this image. Let's say you do the Control C and you have downloaded one image and you wanted to display it. Just paste it here. And I'm changing the name to BG. And next, so instead of giving the entire path, I can directly give the name. Let's say bg.png, right? I can only give the name here because my code as well as my image both are in the same folder, right? So let's come to our code and this is our code, right? Next, let's say if I wanted to change the shape or let's say I want to change the size of this photo, I can use width and the height. So there is another property which is called width. Let's say I want 300. Let's change the height. Let's make it also 300. Okay, so this becomes square. It's not looking good. Let's say width, we'll make it 400 and height, let's make it 300. Okay. Let's reset to 100%. Fine. So this is your image. Next, let's see how we can put an audio here. So if I show you one website, so there is one website called Pagal World. So, right. If you scroll down here, you will see there is one thing. There is some like music player here. If you click it here, your music start playing. See, if you press here, the music start playing. Also, there is one like cross button here. You can also change the speed of your music. Now you will say, I want this kind of functionality on my project, right? Exact this kind of functionality you want on your project. Fine. So first, let's download this image, this MP3. Okay, so let's download into the desktop here. Then I'll copy this from there. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is my MP3. Let's bring it to our project. Okay, fine. So next, this is my MP3, right? I have just downloaded from a website. Again, I'm not teaching you any piracy here. We are using it just for teaching purpose. So, so let's copy the path from here. Okay, fine. So let's say in your project, you want to use an audio, right? For an audio, you have a tag called audio tag. So let's use an audio tag. And after this, just open this audio tag and just close this audio tag. Fine. After that, you want this controller also. Let's provide the control. And next, you have to provide the source. So source src, and let's provide this source. So this is the name of my file here. Okay. So now let's see the output. See, we got our MP3. Right? Zoom it. We can also give some space here so that it will come to the next line. Okay. Fine. Okay. So we have just added our image. We have just added our audio, right? And this is the code for adding the audio. Just write it down. Try this code. And after that, we will see how we can add a video. Try this code. Done? Anyone getting error? Okay. Now let's move to, let's say, this is our code and I wanted to add one video here, right? So for adding a video, first let's create. So I'll create another file here. Okay, so let's start with our like HTML tags. Then let's take this head. Next, body. So next we'll say title here. Let's say in the title we are simply saying video. Okay. So after this, for a video, you want to play a video. So again, we have a tag which is called a video tag. So you will say simply video, and you open this tag and then you close this tag. And after that, you will say control, right? So next, same thing. Whatever you did in the audio, you'll take the source and src. After that, you will put one source here, right? So let's say there's one song, there's one MP4 that I already downloaded here. Let me show you. So this is MP4 I have already downloaded. Let's bring to our code. And this MP4 file, I will pass it to my code like this MP4 songs.mp4, right? Now let's run this code. See, we got the video here. Fine. If you wish, you can also change the size of this window. Let's say you want in the like smaller size. So basically these we put whenever you might have seen ads on some website. In that ad, there is a small window where the video is keep on playing. Let's say you want to reduce the size. So you can simply say width. That's video. You can say width. Let's make it as 200. See, right? Okay, so any doubt so far? Any doubt? So meanwhile, I'll push the code in GitHub. Just 1 minute. Okay, so I have uploaded the all the codes on GitHub. I think you guys already have the links, right? Okay, I'll show you. I think you guys don't have the links, GitHub. Okay, so this is the repository I have created for this batch to full stack Python. And here there is HTML. And now, just now we have learned about HTML forms. And this is the code. And after that, HTML multimedia. And this is the codes. And I'll give you the link for this GitHub. Uh, you can scan this and it will redirect you to my GitHub page where all the codes you will find. Okay, so let's see how we can add an audio. So there is one question. So he's saying, can you show me how to add audio one more time? Okay, so let's see. So this is how you can add an audio. First, let me just delete it. So first thing you will use a tag which is called an audio tag, right? And first open this audio tag and just close this audio tag. And inside this, you want the controller, right? So you will say controls. And after that, you will say, you have to give the source, right? So you will say source. And this asks for like source. This is your SRC. And here you will provide the source. So just now we have downloaded this MP4, MP3, right? So this is a MP3. I'll go here, copy just name, and I will paste the name here, right? After that, if you want to see it, just do the right click, open with live server, and see. You got it. Just 3 lines of code, and you will get it. I hope it's clear.
Sir, can you just show me the video, sir? Code.
Okay, video code. Okay, this for like video code. Okay, we'll wind up.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's wind up and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.